Alright. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another very special Out of the Fast Lane. I am your host, Brady Hauser. We're joined tonight by Jay Fitzgerald, the number 56 Pro Stock. He races at Albany, Saratoga, Glen Ridge, Fonda. He races pretty much anywhere in this local area he wants to just get more laps and get better and better in the racing world. Um, we're going to get Jay on right now, which he's already on. Just got to mute my mic. Hello, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I can hear you now.
All right, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So during this pandemic, everybody's been having their little issues and all that stuff, and racing kind of hit a hard hit, and not having fans and stuff in the stands. What's that like for you, racing with no fans?
Yeah, it's really unfortunate we don't have fans. Fans are a major role in racing. I'm a fan. I love going to watch racing as much as I love to race, and I think a lot of guys I race with are the same situation. Um, Seeing the fans after the races, coming in the pits, seeing the kids, all that is definitely a missing part right now. And hopefully we can get back on track soon with that stuff.
So now we're gonna jump to another topic. What got your career started in the racing world?
When I was young, 10, 11 years old, right around the corner from my shop, from my house, was a good friend of my father's, Mark Older. And Mark built race cars. He raced since the 60s. His brothers raced. His brother-in-law raced. And his brothers used to they'd pick me up every week and take me to Devil's Bowl every Sunday. And, that's kind of what got me started. And then about 15, 16 years old, I built my first car, and we've been doing it ever since.
So, what's it like getting the race up at Devil's Bowl? That was pretty much the track you grew up on. What's it like getting to go back there and race now as a racer?
Yeah, that was an exciting part for me. I won a lot of races there years ago before, when the Richards owned it, and before it went blacktop. The track is different now. They do a really good job. They have a really nice facility. They run a really good program there. The racing surface is a lot different. That place was natural clay. You didn't have to haul in the clay. And before they put the blacktop down, you could run a 100-lap modified feature and still go out, and it would still be tacky. So the track surface is a little different, but it's still great to go back up there. I like the atmosphere up there. I have a lot of friends up there that I've known all my life.
So what other racetracks do you race at on a normal, like a weekly basis, or you've been visiting to recently since COVID, since some of the tracks have not been open?
Yeah, well, last year we traveled a lot. We ran airborne. We ran a lot of races in Canada. We ran most of the series races. And I live, 10 minutes from Albany, Saratoga. So we've been running Albany, Saratoga this year, every week. We ran Devil's Bowl, all their races. They put the pro stocks on the program for part of the season. We ran airborne. We ran a couple races at Utica early in the year. Some Glen Ridge races. So we've kind of been staying local. I ran Can-Am earlier in the year too. The first race we ran was Can-Am, which I'd never been before, and I really enjoyed that. I look forward to getting back up there.
So on all the tracks that you have visited, is there one that you could pick that's been your favorite, and then which one has been your least favorite?
I'd say my favorite. Albany, Saratoga's my home. It always will be. That's I grew up there since a little kid, and that's home. My favorite racing wise is Granby, Autodrome Granby. Very, very fast, wide racetrack. I've been there a few times, and I really, really like that place. But I don't have one that I really don't care for. it's kind of nice traveling around, going to a short track like Glenridge and going to a place like Granby, or going to the Valley. I kind of like the mixing it up a little bit.
Hmm. So during the pandemic, everything was like, I mean, now it's kind of wrapping up, but it's kind of still it's still around. And during when we were all in the lockdown and not allowed to really do anything, no racing and all that, iRacing kind of sparked. Did you get to watch that or get to try that at all?
I really didn't. I'm I run my own business, so I'm pretty busy with that, and I tried to take the time that I would be racing when I couldn't race and put it into the business. So I really didn't get into the iRacing thing. I know I have some friends of mine that have it, and it's kind of interesting, but I don't have the time to devote to another deal.
Hmm. So your number is the number 56. Is there a backstory on why you picked the number 56 or why you're running the number 56?
56 is the year my father was born. Um, he ran a couple of seasons in enduros. We had back then enduros were way different. They were like some cars were really built, built motors, fast cars. So he ran a couple of years enduros, and his number was 56. So I kind of just grabbed it from there.
Hmm. So, what tracks have you gotten to win at?
Well, years ago, I haven't won any races recently. We got out for a few years, and then I kind of was in and out, and I really didn't devote solid time to it until last year and got back in full time. But I've won Doubles Bowl, Albany, Saratoga. Um, that's about it, because that's where I raced a majority of my life. We've had some good runs other places. I never really started traveling until this last year, honestly.
Hmm.
So it's been kind of all new racing for me. And racing's changed a lot since then too.
Hmm.
It's taken me a little while to get caught back up.
Hmm. So take me back to, if you can, take me back to teenage Jay Fitzgerald. First time in a race car. What was going through your mind coming off of four?
First time in a race car was an enduro in Albany, Saratoga. They started over 70 cars. I was sitting on the backstretch. They used to pull you out, stop you, and then the flagger would throw the green, and everybody started from dead stop. And I remember sitting on the backstretch and looking on the front stretch and seeing the flagger throw the green, and I couldn't go anywhere because the cars were like 5 wide. Everybody was just sitting there waiting to go. And all of a sudden, the leaders all just took off by me through the infield over the backstretch. Like, it was pretty wild. Um, I had a car with no power, just something that was just to get some laps, and we ended up finishing that thing with it. There were 100 laps back then, and I remember thinking to myself, like, am I actually going to survive through this? Because it just seemed like with that many cars, there was just a wreck every lap, and I kind of just went out and kept it out of trouble, and we finished.
Hmm. So you also been racing at Fonda Speedway. What's it like running at that speedway as well?
I haven't raced there much. I raced there. I bet you I've raced at Fonda 5, 6 times. My whole life. I ran an IMCA modified there a few times. Fonda's different, and I just I never. We had some decent runs, but I never really ran that good there. I think because we didn't run there a lot. Fonda's a way different deal. I go there and watch, and is the guys that have run there all their lives really know how to get around there.
Hmm. So if you ever got the opportunity to like hop into a big block, would you accept that opportunity?
I mean, I think we all would. I don't. I love the pro stocks. Um, it's fun to me. It's very challenging. It's a very high level of competition. The competition's higher than ever, in my opinion, and I feel like weekly it gets higher.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd love to try out a big block once. I think we all would.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see that really anything that I would ever be involved in. Number one, the commitment level of racing would be way too much for me with my business and my family and stuff. So we're pretty happy doing what we do.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm gonna throw a name out there. Have at it. Say what. Just keep it clean. Say whatever you want. Cousin Luke Horning.
Where do you want me to start?
Wherever.
You know what? Luke's a great guy. I sponsored him for a couple years. It's funny. We became friends in a weird way. A few years back, probably 5 seasons ago, I ran Glenridge part-time, and I was leading, and Luke spun me. I wasn't happy about it. And in the pits, I ended up jumping in his window as he was driving by. And we never even, him and I never spoke a word before that. So then during the week, we reached out to each other and talked about it. And then we met up and talked about it. And then we became friends. Funny story I'll give you about Luke. When I raced Devil's Bowl years ago, Luke's, I don't know, I think he's like 10 years younger than me. So when I raced Devil's Bowl years ago, he probably won't admit this to anybody, but on the way to Devil's Bowl, when you go through Whitehall, there's a McDonald's, and everybody has to go the same way to get there. Well, when Luke was a kid, he used to wait at McDonald's and wait for us to pull in. He was always giving us the thumbs up, always waving. So, moral of the story, Luke's been a fan since he was a kid.
Oh, so he's been a fan of yours, and yet he wrecks you.
Yeah. Now, you know what? Luke is an exceptional driver in the pro stock, and he's aggressive, but he makes it happen. And sometimes, when you're aggressive, sometimes things happen. But there's been plenty of nights this year that he's raced door to door, super clean, and he's one of the top guys there is.
He's definitely a character. Only reason for everybody watching him, only reason I had him mention that is he told me he had a story to say about him. And we got a nice picture of him and Luke right here on the computer screen. That and Cousin Luke has been really getting on my nerves in a good way, not a bad way. Been getting on my nerves past couple days, so figured I would let Jay.
He tends to do that.
I figured I'd let Jay rip at him a little bit.
I'm surprised he even came on your show. The last show I saw him on, the only way he could get on there was the guy had to give him an ice cream sundae.
Well, no ice cream sundaes here. All right, back to the regular stuff. If you could race against any driver, past or present, who would it be and why?
Any driver, past or present. I don't know. I run against some really, really good drivers right now. The Lukes, the Nicks, the Josh Coonrods, those guys are some of the best there is right now. I don't know. Growing up, Jack Johnson was my hero. I guess, just pulling out on the track next to him would be an amazing thing. Not even to race with him, just to pull up next to him. But I don't know. I guess, just for that part, the starstruck part, it would be Jack.
Mm-hmm. So, what for you as a driver? I know you said you took a couple years off and you've been traveling a lot. Are there any tracks and stuff that you've been you really want to get to, on a list, a dream track you want to really race at?
I ran Charlotte years ago, and we ran really, really well down there. That was when they ran the pro stocks in the mid to late 2000s. Then they took some time off from the pro stocks. Now they're back. We were going to go to Charlotte last year, and we wrecked bad at Oswego, so we didn't make it.
That was you, I remember. Yep, that was you. Wasn't that you? You were the one that, what's his name? T-Bone? You T-boned somebody, didn't you?
I was sitting on the front stretch and I got hit.
That was you. Okay, that was you. Yeah.
So that kind of ended, we missed the last series race and we missed Charlotte. So I definitely want to get back to Charlotte. Hopefully they have it this year and we can get down there. Pro stock wise, I don't know. I've been to a lot of racetracks, especially in the past 2 years. Now, pretty much, I want to go back to Charlotte. Any tracks that get added, I would really like to see like us to have a series race at Fulton. I think that would be really, really cool. A good. We went there years ago with a friend of mine that ran the series race there, and the cars were really, really fun to watch there. So maybe Fulton would be another one.
Mm. So you brought up something about how you unfortunately crashed at the Dirt Week last year. I remember watching that wreck. I was down the backstretch watching you get. I remember watching you getting airborne when the guy T-boned you. And that's all I remember about that wreck. But that brings me to the topic. What goes through your mind when you're potentially going to crash either bad or in front of the field or something like that?
Well, you never want that to happen, but like the Oswego deal, I never saw that happening. The angle the car was parked at, I couldn't see the cars coming at me, so I never saw it, which might even be a good thing. But you just kind of, I don't know. It all happens so fast. I've wrecked at Glenridge before. Where you would think, oh, a little short track like that. Glenridge things happen really, really fast. So it kind of, you don't even really have time to think about it. I don't think you kind of just do the best you can to not make it happen.
Mm-hmm. So, I have a couple more questions for you. Do you happen to have a nickname?
Yeah, they call me the Bandit. Years ago, there was an announcer at Albany, Saratoga. I tend to drive with my left hand, my right hand on the bar, next to the seat. And I don't know, the guy, he just started calling me the one-handed bandit, and that kind of just stuck with me.
It's not Jay Severson, is it? The guy that announces at the Ridge?
No. I want to say...
Dan Martin?
I want to say it might have been Jim King back in the day.
Yep.
But that's... All my friends have always called me that since, so that's kind of just stuck with me. But...
What other hobbies do you enjoy besides racing?
I work a lot. I'm into classic cars. That's the business I'm in, so cars are my thing. And when I'm not racing, I'm normally working on the car, working at the business, or just chilling out. There's that doesn't happen much now with the racing schedule, but it's nice just to take a day and relax or work on the house. I like doing things like that, stuff that I don't do every day. I don't mind doing projects on my house and stuff like that. I enjoy that stuff because it's something different out of my daily deal.
So to sum everything up, what would you be doing if you? I mean, no. I just asked you that. To sum it up, what is the best part for you as a driver getting the race? What's your favorite part of it all?
I mean, obviously we all want to win, and that's a big thing. But I do it. I'm very lucky. My family is very involved, so we do it as a family. We travel. Like right now, we're hoping Charlotte happens because we're going to turn it into like a mini vacation, and we're going to go do other things while we're down there. And the racing family too. Like I have so many friends, and when we weren't racing earlier in the year because of the COVID, it was like, man, this really sucks. We can't go hang out with those guys on Friday nights that we look so forward to doing. So that's what I enjoy. I have a lot of friends in Canada that I've made over the past 2 seasons that we haven't been able to race with this year. And one of my best friends, Pascal, we plan on racing together all summer. Either up north of the border or south of the border. Him come down here and stay with us for a weekend, and we vice versa. So, we're really looking forward to getting back to normal for that. But that's what I enjoy the most about it.
Well, that's all I really have for you. Actually, one more question. What's your weekend schedule look like for you this weekend?
This weekend we'll be at Albany, Saratoga. Saturday night we'll be at Airborne. And Sunday we'll probably be at Glenridge, depending on how Friday and Saturday go. I know racing is the season's getting closer to the end, so we've been trying to get as much in as we can. and then we'll be at the Oktoberfest week, with Albany, Saratoga, and Utica. We'll be doing all three of those races too.
Mm-hmm.
And then if Charlotte happens, we'll go to Charlotte. But I think pretty much that's the plan for the rest of the year for us, unless somebody else puts something on the schedule. But I haven't seen anything as of late.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, that's all I have for you. Any questions for me?
I really don't have any questions for you. I got to say, you're doing a good job at this. It's important that younger guys like you get into this. I see you around the track and stuff, and this is a really cool deal. And, hopefully the fans keep I know it sucks for the fans not being able to go to the racetrack, but hopefully they keep renting the Dirt Track Digest deal, because that's helping get through this deal. We need to get the racetracks through this. That way next year we have racetracks. And as frustrating as it gets, the Dirt Track Digest deal is very important to the racetracks right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and obviously, you being part of that, that's
Yeah.
a great thing. It's great to see you, starting out in this deal. You're doing a good job with it.
Thank you. What was I gonna say? Shoot.
I know Luke didn't thank you or tell you that you did a good job, so I had to make up for that.
Yeah. Any sponsors or family or anybody you want to give a shout out to?
A to Z Property Maintenance. They really make it happen for me. They're helping me out a ton this year. They're also good friends, and they're race fans. They're renting the race every weekend from home. Carbs by Ray. My family, my girlfriend, my stepdaughter, my parents, Shayna Goodson Realty, MG Electric. He just came to the races for the first time with me, and he was blown away. He loves being on the part of the crew. Almost Speed and Supply. We probably wouldn't be racing without him, without Chris Reckner from Almost Speed and Supply, or Nick Stone. Nick built this new car we have. It's amazing. And Nick's knowledge and help has been great. And, Chris at Elmo's just, always getting us parts. Between him and Nick, those guys keep us racers running, honestly. I'm trying to think. Michael Pierce Photography. There's so many people that help me that, that's just how racing is. There's so many people out there that help me.
We can't forget cousin Luke either.
Yeah, and you know what? As much as I like to bust on him, I can go to Luke with a question, and he'll help you. The other night we got tore up a little at Malta in the heat race. Luke was right over there to ask if we needed anything. Him and his crew, they're it's racing. Him and I have had butted heads in the past, but when it comes right down to it, they're good people. There's things that happen on the track sometimes happen. Tempers get hot, and then that stuff goes away, and then you're still friends at the end of it, and that's important.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure I'm forgetting some people, and I feel bad that I am. DE Designs, they do all the wraps on my car. Dave and Scott Dool, they're really, really good. Make Me Fabulous Salon, they came on with us last year. I think that's about it. Anybody I did miss, I do apologize.
Mm-hmm. I gotta talk to you afterwards. I just want to wrap up the video. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys weren't aware, today we actually hit the 100 subscribers mark on the YouTube channel today. That's a big milestone for me and my YouTube channel. So I'd like to thank you all personally if you have subscribed. Thank you guys personally for subscribing and being a part of this journey. I know there's a lot more to come, and I can't wait to see where it leads me. And thank you, Jay, for being on the show today. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. We're on the road to 200 now, and it's gonna be. We got some pretty good shows coming up in the future. We're gonna do the race recap shows every week like we've been doing now, and Actually, Mike Mallet might be joining us next week, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And yeah, that's all I really have. So thank you guys for watching, and take care.